Hello everyone and welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Victorinox knife, and this unfortunately is a discontinued model. It was part of the culling that they did, I think it was about a year ago, but I did manage to find one of these on the secondary market as new old stock, which I was really happy to grab. And we're going to be looking today at the Executive in red, and the model number is 0.6603-033. And you can see it comes in this older style box, which is sort of like a push out. You can see there's a little bit of a cutout here in this like felt lined plastic where the knife sort of fits nicely into. You can see we have the Victorinox logo and the shield on the front here. We have Victorinox since 1884, makers of the original Swiss Army knife on the side. And on the other side to that, we have made in Switzerland and their EU contact details. Base of the box, pretty standard, just says printed in Switzerland and Swiss made as well. Unfortunately didn't come with any paperwork, there's anything really missing from this, but it's in immaculate condition, and so is the box for the sort of the age of the knife, so I'm really happy to pick one up. So here it is, the Executive, and of course this is a 74mm design, which works out pretty much, if you know, with the keyring tab. I mean, it's pretty much bang on, if you ask me, bang on the sort of 3 inches, maybe slightly a hair over. And you can see we have the red Senador scales on here. Now there is a little bit of scratching on here, but it looks like that's just from being inside the box. Maybe it's got nudged around inside a drawer, but there's no sort of carry use or anything on it at all. You can see we have Swiss control written up here and the Victorinox shield. And we do have the keyring on this model along with the tweezers and the toothpick on the rear as well. And being that sort of 74mm model, it's that step really between the 58 and the 84. It's, for me, I wish they'd have kept these around. I do quite like the size of these for a keyring knife. Yeah, I love the 58mm, don't get me wrong, but I think this would be ideal for that. So we'll just take a look at some of the tools. So on the front layer of this, we have the orange peeler with the small sort of pry, little flathead screwdriver on the end there as well. I see that it's chisel ground the tool, and it is still pretty sharp. Pretty amazed at how sharp that is. And of course, no half stop on any of these. And then behind that we have the main blade, which is like a really decent sized pen blade. And you can see we're looking at an older model here, because we have Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless and Rostfrei on there as well. It does have that nice mirror finish with the clean nail neck on there. Looks to be the original grind on the knife as well, which is done absolutely fantastically. And that comes with a full blade length, including the tang of 1 to say 2.2 inches, and then a cutting edge of 1.75. So a really nice, useful little pen blade on there. And then we also have on the other side, a nice little standard size pen blade that you'd normally get maybe when you have like a knife like this sort of size. A really useful little pen blade, to be honest. It's not too small, but it's nice and slender, perfect for opening boxes, things like that. You see we have the little nail nick on there as well, the really even grind on the front and the back. And this being a smaller blade, we only have a full length of 1.25, and then, was it 1.2? Nearly, say 1.4, and then a cutting edge of 1.25 inches. So a nice little usable pen blade on there as well. And then on the reverse of that, we do have this sort of, it's not really a combo tool, but I'm going to say it is because of the uses it's got. So we have a nail file on the back here. This also acts as a nail cleaner. So you know, clean out your nail for under your nails. We do have a cuticle pusher on there as well, which is this sort of action you would do with these bits either side. And what I do like as well, I know, you know, you normally sort of grab it like this to clean out your nails. I've been finding that if you really choke up on it, you've got a lot of action to get behind. If maybe you've got any dirty nails from working on a car, things like that, if you work outside. But again, it has that mirror polish on there with the little nail nick. And it does have that sort of cross hatch sort of filing stuff on there as well. And it doesn't look like it's been used at all either, apart from me using it Very minor use. Sort of my desk knife at the moment, this one, if you would. No half stops. Really affirmative snap on the close for that. And then on the final tool this side, we do have the pair of scissors. And something I like as well as dislike, I love it for the aesthetics. We have the older style scissors where they've got the screwed construction, but you do have to be careful. If you're using them a lot, they do tend to unscrew after a while, so you have to keep an eye on that, because there's nothing stopping that screw coming out. So I love it for how it looks, but I think the newer version with the pin scissors are better. I will say that. But wonderfully sharp, fantastic edges on the front and back of these, and they glide through paper like absolute mental. And again, no half stop on that, just a really nice action, nice and smooth, and a really sort of usable pair of scissors for the size they are as well. Considering, you know, the full size of the scissors is within 2 inches, and then of that, realistically what you're going to be cutting is maybe 3/4 of an inch at max. But that is really useful for the office sort of situation. And this is what I mean by I like the 74mm size. You really can grab on that with 3 fingers, choke up here, and just use those scissors you would normally. The 58mm can be a bit awkward to use, but I mean, I really wish they'd have left these 74mm around for a little while longer. Maybe they'll bring them out as like an exclusive one year, but if you do get a chance to pick any up, I really do recommend it. I'm not going to say they're better than the 58mm, because I don't think any Swiss Army knife is better from any. I love them all. Just this one's got a really sort of soft place in my heart. I think it's a really fantastic design model, and I really wish they'd have kept it around a little longer. So it's a bit of a shame. We'll just have a quick recap over the tools again. So you have that main sort of pen blade. We have the orange or fruit peeler. We have the small pen blade on the rear. Of course, we have the scale tools, front and rear. And then we have that nail cleaner with nail file and the pair of scissors on there as well. Just an absolutely outstanding piece from Victorinox. I know they're never going to see this, but if you do, please bring it back with maybe a different variation. I love this size. So there we go, guys. That's my review of the Victorinox Executive. It's the 74mm design. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, it is currently discontinued, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And I hope to see you here again. Peace out.